What's up football fans, welcome back to another video, and it is time to look at the FIFA Under 20 World Cup group stages as the draw has just been revealed. This year's contest will be taking place from the 27th of September until the 19th of October, and it's going to be an exciting one as it is stacked between other competitions that are taking place this year. As we get right into it, Group A consists of Chile, New Zealand, Japan and Egypt, and for the Under-20s this is going to be quite exciting as Chile, the South American side, usually have relatively strong players. A lot of their players come up and make it into other leagues. Japan, we know how good their players can be, and at Under-20 they usually do have some starlets. Egypt as well. Africa is rising in terms of the players. New Zealand could pose a small threat, I guess, but I think for me this group is going to be won by either Chile, Japan or Egypt. Group B is going to consist of South Korea, Ukraine, Paraguay and Panama, and I think the weakest link in this group will be Panama. South Korea, Ukraine usually have the stronger players, I guess. Paraguay now and then, but not as strong. So I think Korea and Ukraine will be the strongest contenders for this group. Group C is going to be an absolute treat. Brazil, Mexico, Morocco and Spain, and I think that you cannot get a group more exciting than that. The Brazilians of course have phenomenal players who come through their ranks, and I think they might have some really good players coming into this tournament. Mexico could be a bit of a challenge. They've got a lot of youngsters that are coming up around the MLS side of things, where you got some players who have dual nationalities, where they could be Mexican or American players, so they could end up stocking their side if they really want to. Morocco, we know as one of the heavyweights in African football, and they could come to this tournament with some of the youngsters who are phenomenal and ready to challenge. Spain, no, there's not really much more that needs to be said. A player who could have been playing at this tournament would have been Lamine Yamal, but he is so phenomenal that he is part of the first team setup. Apart from that though, this is going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be Brazil and Spain taking this group, one of them. Morocco could come close in a third, but we'll see how it goes. Group D's got Italy, Australia, Cuba and Argentina, and if you look at the team on top and the team at the bottom over there, I think those are your contenders. Italy and Argentina are strong teams when it comes to their main national sides, but when it comes to their juniors as well, their academies bring up some of the greatest players and they develop into monsters. Australia are starting to do some decent stuff on their side. Cuba would probably be the weaker side here. I don't think a side who are a CONMEBOL side would be that much of a threat in this one, but you never know. This is under 20 football and there could be some gems waiting to be discovered. Group E is one that is exciting for me as a South African. Our side is in this group alongside USA, New Caledonia and France, and that is going to be an exciting one to have a look at. This group could be one where I think South Africa could really do a good job and get themselves into the next round. New Caledonia I think are making their debut in here, but it's phenomenal for New Caledonia. They've got a side in the Under-20 World Cup and in the Under-17 World Cup, and this could be crucial for development in their country, and we could be seeing some new players who could come out of nowhere and find their way into higher divisions. Of course though, this could be a group that France and South Africa battled it out for. USA have some really good youngsters coming through as well, so this is going to be a group where USA, France and South Africa could battle it out and make it really exciting. New Caledonia of course coming here for their first time, and they could do something, just get one of those surprise results just to put themselves on the map and just for that little bit of a confidence boost, but I do hope that they can do something special. And the final group is Group F. Colombia, Saudi Arabia, Norway and Nigeria. As I said in the Under-17s video, the Saudi Arabian teams are getting so much better with their seniors being developed, with all these good players who are coming over to Saudi. But then you look at the coaches getting involved, their development structures could be so good, and it could push up a new generation of Saudi Arabian superstars who could make it into these top 5 leagues eventually. Of course, the first Saudi Arabian has been signed in the Serie A, so that is something exciting to look for. We also look at Norway, famous for getting Erling Haaland. At one of these underage tournaments, Erling Haaland scored 9 goals in one game in a 12-0 victory for Norway, and we could possibly find the new Erling Haaland here. It would be amazing if we could. Nigeria, obviously a heavyweight in Africa, but in the recent years they have fallen off a little bit. But they are starting to get some players who are switching allegiance. Instead of being in the European nations, they're coming back to Africa and coming to play over there. So maybe we could find some youngsters who could take the places and become superstars in future. Another one, of course, Colombia, a strong side in senior football, I guess, a relatively strong side. They've dropped off over the years, but there could be the next possible James Rodriguez or Radamel Falcao coming up in these under-20 tournaments, but we will find out when the tournament does start. It is going to be exciting. And of course, I will give you the full group thing all together with all 6 groups, and I will move out of the way, and you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that so that you can keep it for yourself and get yourself ready for the World Cup. That's it for this video. As always, thank you so much for your support. We've recently been growing at a relatively surprising rate. The goal is to reach 500 subscribers, and if you enjoyed this video, if you find anything else on this channel that you might enjoy, feel free to like, subscribe, drop your comments down below, and if we can reach a total of 500 by the end of the year, it would be phenomenal. Thank you so much as always, and have a good one.